Hey everyone, Sprawls here, welcome to my channel. I recently saw Spider-Man Far From Home and this is my review on that movie. It's been out for a few weeks so I am a bit late in watching it, but never mind. Spider-Man Far From Home, obviously the sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming and the first movie after Avengers Endgame. If you've not seen Avengers Endgame, don't watch Spider-Man Far From Home. You need to see Avengers Endgame first, as it sets the scene a bit, and also Spider-Man Far From Home is spoiler central in terms of giving away what happened in Endgame. But naturally, it's the next movie in the sequence, so obviously it's going to say a lot about what came before it. In my opinion, I would say Spider-Man Far From Home is a little too soon after Endgame. It's only been a few weeks. I think it'd have been better if they waited another year to allow more time for Endgame to bask in its glory of being the movie most financially successful ever without taking into account inflation. Anyway, the movie itself is enjoyable, very much so. It does new stuff with Spider-Man we've not seen in any previous Spider-Man movie. Basically, they take the character to Europe on a school trip where he gets to be Spider-Man in Europe. Obviously, it plays around a bit with Spider-Man not wanting to reveal his identity. Otherwise, if they see Spider-Man in Europe and the same Peter Parker is there with all his classmates, it'll become obvious he's Spider-Man. So I think the way they've approached that was pretty good, and the way they approached the events of Endgame and how it impacts on the post-Endgame world was quite entertaining and amusing and gave me a few chuckles. I won't give away the spoilers of it, just in case you haven't seen Endgame. My mum being a case in point. My mum hasn't seen Avengers Endgame and I do not want to spoil the movie for her. Also, Spider-Man Far From Home deals a lot with Tony Stark. You know, he was a big part in Spider-Man Homecoming in a way. He wasn't in the movie much, but you know, he was a big part of Spider-Man Homecoming in terms of his impact on Peter Parker. Peter Parker looking up to him. So taking into account Endgame, the way Tony Stark is utilised is very fitting and you know, obviously takes into account what happened in Endgame. And I like the use of the spectacles that are called Edith, that is given to Peter Parker. And Peter Parker himself is struggling in terms of being a kid, not wanting the responsibilities of Spider-Man, just wanting to be a kid, but the world is forcing him to be Spider-Man. And the use of Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, again pretty good, again symbolising the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe thing. While Peter Parker is in Europe, they introduce a few new characters that he needs to save the world from. There are a few plot twists along the way, which I did not see coming at all and were very good and I thought were in keeping with Spider-Man Homecoming and also the utilisation of the history of the Marvel Universe, particularly with focus on the Tony Stark side of things. Very good movie, highly recommend it. Flows naturally from Endgame, just would have preferred it to have been a little further into the future. As in, I'd have preferred it if Spider-Man came out a year later. Again, to allow Endgame that chance to bask in its glory so much more, because it was such a massive event. But not to take away anything from Spider-Man, it was a very enjoyable movie and it's worth sticking around to see the end credits. There are two of them, you know, the mid-credit point and then the end credits right at the end. They were jaw-dropping, as in my jaw literally went. Again, I won't ruin them for you, but they're worth seeing, and I have no idea what their impact will be on the future of the Marvel Universe or the Spider-Man movies, but I look forward to finding out. So if you've not seen Spider-Man Far From Home, go and see it, only after watching Avengers Endgame. Both fabulous movies, and I hope you've enjoyed my review. If you do, like, subscribe, check out my other movies, reviews, check out my other reviews and videos, and I'll be sure to see you all on a new video soon. In the meantime, have a fantastic time, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!